Hello, my name is Deborah Kavanaugh Grant, and I'm a local food system and small farm educator working out of the Springfield office. And it's my pleasure today to talk with you about the steps to becoming a certified organic operation. Our objectives for today include to increase your knowledge of the principles of organic agriculture, to increase your knowledge of the requirements for organic certification and the certification process, and to increase your awareness of resources and organizations that provide organic information and support. We're going to cover a short discussion about what is organic agriculture. We're going to answer some frequently asked questions. And lastly, we're going to provide detailed information about how to get certified and how to find a certifying agent. Organic agriculture is the oldest form of agriculture on Earth. Farming without the use of petroleum-based chemicals, fertilizers, and pesticides was the sole option for farmers until post-World War II. The war brought with it technologies that were useful for agricultural production. For example, ammonium nitrate used for munitions during World War II evolved into ammonium nitrate fertilizer. Organophosphate nerve gas production led to the development of powerful insecticides. These technical advances since World War II have resulted in significant economic benefits, as well as environmental and social detriments. Organic agriculture seeks to use those advances that consistently yield benefits, such as new varieties of crops, precision ag technologies, and more efficient machinery, while discarding those methods that have led to negative impacts on society and the environment, such as pesticide pollution and insect pest resistance. Instead of using synthetic fertilizers and pesticides, organic farmers use crop rotations, cover crops, and natural-based products to maintain or enhance soil fertility. These farmers rely on biological, cultural, and physical methods to limit pest expansion and increase populations of beneficial insects on their farm. Because genetically modified organisms constitute synthetic inputs and pose unknown risks, GMOs, such as herbicide-resistant seeds, plants, and product ingredients like GM lecithin, are disallowed in organic agriculture. The fundamentals of organic farming and the ideals of land stewardship are not new. As you know, there was a major shift in agriculture during and following World War II as a result of technological advances made earlier in the century, as well as food shortages experienced during the war. Synthetic fertilizers were affordably manufactured, and tractors were quickly replacing manual labor. Some farmers saw the potential detriment of this industrialized farming and rejected the idea that this was advancement in agriculture. They began to study and develop methods that increased the long-term productivity of their farm system and practiced farming as stewards of the land. This type of farming came to be known as organic. The Organic Food Production Act authorized the Secretary of Agriculture to appoint a 15-member National Organic Standards Board called the NOSB. The NOSB has the sole authority granted through the Organic Food Production Act to recommend additions to the national list of allowed and prohibited substances. Further, the NOSB drafts recommendations based on needs of the industry with public and industry input. The board's main mission is to make recommendations about whether a substance should be allowed or prohibited in organic production or handling, to assist in the development of standards for substances to be used in organic production, and to advise the Secretary on other aspects of the Organic Food Production Act. Members come from all 4 regions of the United States. The first National Organic Standards Board was appointed by then Secretary Edward Madigan in January 1992. Members of the initial board served staggered terms of 3, 4, and 5 years. All subsequent board appointees serve 5-year terms. Per the Organic Food Production Act, the board must consist of 15 members, and these include 4 farmers or growers, 2 handlers or processors, 1 retailer, 3 environmentalists/resource conservationists, 3 consumer/public interest advocates, 1 scientist working in the area of toxicology, ecology, or biochemistry, and lastly, one USDA accredited certifying agent. And you can see here the definition of organic agriculture is defined by the NSOB. It is defined as an ecological production management system that promotes and enhances biodiversity, biological cycles, and soil biological activity. It is based on minimal use of off-farm inputs and on management practices that restore, maintain, or enhance ecological harmony. The primary goal of organic agriculture is to optimize the health and productivity of interdependent communities of soil life, plants, animals, and people. Is this what organic means? Simply stated, organic produce and other ingredients are grown without the use of pesticides, synthetic fertilizers, sewage sludge, genetically modified organisms, or ionizing radiation. Animals that produce meat, poultry, eggs, and dairy products do not take antibiotics or growth hormones. Organic farming is much more than what you cannot use. It is instead a proactive management system based on ecologically sound practices in concert with allowed inputs. Soil fertility is approached not only to feed the current year's crop, but to continuously build organic matter and improve soil tilth. This can be done through the use of green manure plowdowns and crop rotations, as well as the use of animal manures, plant materials, and compost. The balancing of soil nutrients using natural mined rocks, such as lime or rock phosphate, is also permitted. A good crop rotation as well as balanced, living soils tend to produce healthy crops with less disease and insect problems. Deep organic farming works with nature and follows nature's guidelines as to how things should be grown. It reduces the number of off-site inputs, such as fertilizers and mulches, and focuses on growing or producing as much necessary soil building material as possible yourself. Deep and shallow exist on a continuum, and most farms have aspects of both styles. I'd like to share a brief segment from the Winter Harvest Handbook written by Elliot Coleman. Deep organic farmers, in addition to rejecting agricultural chemicals, look for better ways to farm. Inspired by the elegance of nature's systems, they try to mimic the patterns of the natural world's soil plant economy. They use freely available natural soil foods from deep-rooting legumes, green manures, and compost to correct the cause of an infertile soil by establishing a vigorous soil life. They acknowledge that the underlying cause of pest problems, insects, and diseases is plant stress. They know they can avoid pest problems by managing soil tilth, nutrient balance, organic matter content, water drainage, airflow, crop rotations, varietal selection, and other factors to reduce plant stress. In so doing, deep organic farmers free themselves from the need to purchase fertilizers and pest control products from the industrial supply network, the mercantile businesses that normally put profits in the pockets of middlemen and put family farms on the auction block. The goal of deep organic farming is to grow the most nutritious food possible and to respect the primacy of a healthy planet. Needless to say, the industrial agricultural establishment sees this approach as a threat to the status quo, since it is not an easy system for outsiders to quantify, to control, and to profit. To legally use the word organic, growers must be approved by the government. All organic products marketed in the United States are regulated by the National Organic Standards developed by the U.S. Department of Agriculture. To obtain organic certification, growers must conform to strict standards and be certified by a private or state agency that is authorized by the USDA. Yet there are plenty of farmers that farm organically but have decided not to jump through the hoops set up by the government to reach organic certification. Do your customers demand organic certification, Or will they be satisfied with the Know Your Farmer, Know Your Food approach? Across the USA, many small-scale farmers do not feel the need to become certified organic, even if their method of farming would meet or exceed federal standards. It is a phenomenon that can be credited in part to the Eat Local movement and the explosion of farmers markets where consumers can meet, ask questions, and even visit with the people who grow their food. Just know that if it is the latter, you are not allowed to use the word organic, organically grown, organic raised, or any other phrase in reference to your agricultural production unless you comply with the National Organic Program. Organic certification verifies that your farm or handling facility located anywhere in the world complies with the USDA organic regulations and allows you to sell, label, and represent your products as organic. These regulations describe the specific standards required for you to use the word organic or the USDA organic seal on food, feed, or fiber products. The USDA National Organic Program administers these regulations with substantial input from its Citizen Advisory Board and the public. What are the alternatives to organic certification if you don't want to participate in the USDA program? I'll share two of them here. The first is called Certified Naturally Grown. It is a nonprofit organization that offers certification tailored for small-scale, direct market farmers and beekeepers using natural methods. The Certified Naturally Grown was born of a commitment to healthy food and healthy soils and grew out of the belief that we could create something uniquely valuable to family farms and the communities they feed. Certified Naturally Grown was founded when the National Organic Program took effect in 2002. CNG certification model encourages collaboration, transparency, and community involvement. Their programs are based on the highest ideals of organic farming, and the requirements are reasonable. Many farmers find the peer review inspection process a valuable learning experience. Certified Naturally Grown producers don't use any synthetic fertilizers, pesticides, herbicides, fungicides, or GMO seeds, just like organic farmers. Certified Naturally Grown is an independent program not affiliated with the National Organic Program. The Certified Humane Program is a similar program that is used for people that are raising livestock. One of the questions that always comes up is who needs to be certified? If your farm or business gross agricultural income from organic sales is $5,000 a year in gross annual or less per year, it is considered an exempt operation. This means you don't need to be certified to sell, label, or represent your products as organic. You also do not need to develop a written organic system plan. However, you must follow all other requirements in the USDA organic regulations. Specifically, you must maintain records for at least 3 years, not use the USDA organic seal on your products or refer to them as certified organic. If you would like to use the USDA organic seal, you need to pursue organic certification. You need to meet other USDA organic labeling requirements, and you cannot sell your products as ingredients for use in someone else's certified organic product. The USDA organic regulations recognize 4 categories of organic products. The first one is crops. This is defined as a plant that is grown to be harvested as food, livestock feed, fiber, or used to add nutrients to the field. The second is livestock, animals that can be used for food or in the production of food, fiber, or feed. The third is processed products. These are items that have been handled and packaged, i.e. chopped carrots, or combined, processed, and packaged, i.e. soup. The fourth is wild crops. These are plants from a growing site that is not cultivated. Why is certification required? In the 1980s, there were multiple organizations in the United States offering certification to different and often conflicting organic standards. Coupled with fraud and resulting consumer mistrust, this landscape created a need for federal standards and oversight. The Organic Foods Production Act of 1990 established national standards for the production and handling of organic agricultural products. The Act authorized USDA to create the National Organic Program, which is responsible for developing and ensuring compliance with the USDA organic regulations. Consumers choose to purchase organic products with the expectation that they are grown, processed, and handled according to the USDA organic regulations. A high-quality regulatory program benefits organic farmers and processors by taking action against those who violate the law and thereby jeopardize consumer confidence in organic products. Who certifies farms or businesses? Your farm or handling facility may be certified by a private, foreign, or state entity that has been accredited by the USDA. These entities are called certifying agents and are located throughout the United States and around the world. Certifying agents are responsible for ensuring that USDA organic products meet all organic standards. Certification provides the consumer, whether end user or intermediate processor, assurance of the organic product's integrity. So how do I choose the right agency to work with me? There are many USDA accredited certification agencies that can certify your farm or enterprise as organic. Here are some questions you should ask the agencies and some things to ask neighboring farmers. These include, do you certify other farms or operations of my type? The agency should be familiar with your type of production so your certification goes smoothly. Do you certify other farms in my region? How do you charge for organic certification services? How quickly can you inspect and certify my farm once I have submitted my application? You need to ask other farmers in your region. Also, talk to buyers of organic commodities, especially the projected buyer for your crop. How do I choose a certifying agent? You may choose any of the USDA accredited certifying agents listed at the URL at the bottom of the page, www.ams.usda.gov/NOPACAS, which lists certifying agents by U.S. state and around the world. Each of these certifying agents is authorized to issue an equivalent organic certificate to operations that comply with the USDA organic regulations. When selecting a certifying agent, you may wish to consider the following criteria: the distance to your farm or business, the fee structure, accreditation to other standards, and additional services such as educational resources or member services. Additional tips from the Midwest Organic and Sustainable Education Institute on selecting a certifying agent are available at this URL at the bottom on the right. How do I get certified organic? To become certified, you must apply to a USDA accredited certifying agent. They will ask you for information, including a detailed description of the operation to be certified, a history of substances applied to the land during the previous 3 years, the organic products grown, raised, or processed, and a written organic system plan describing the practices and substances to be used. As previously mentioned, one of the requirements for certification includes that you develop a detailed description of the operation to be certified. The National Organic Program Final Rule, Subpart G, includes the national list of allowed and prohibited substances. This list has several sections describing generic synthetic substances allowed for use in organic crop and livestock production and processing, as well as lists of non-synthetic substances prohibited for use in organic crop or livestock production or processing. The Organic Materials Review Institute is a directory of all products OMRI has determined are allowed for use in organic production, processing, and handling, according to the USDA National Organic Program. The OMRI Generic Materials List is a catalog of over 900 substances that are allowed with restrictions, or prohibited for use in organic agriculture and food processing. OMRI offers a brand name product review program where suppliers of agricultural inputs, both single ingredient and blends, can have their proprietary active and inert ingredients reviewed as being compliant with National Organic Program regulations. The input suppliers pay for this service. While the OMRI listed seal can help you determine what is approved for use, not all approved product suppliers have paid OMRI to have their products reviewed, and there may be other products that are acceptable as well. It is important to always check with your certification agency before using any product to verify the specific brand name product and formulation is approved in organic production. You will also need to provide the names of the organic products grown, raised, or processed. And lastly, to become certified, you must have a written organic system plan. A complete organic plan consists of one or more of the following elements as appropriate to your individual operation. These include an organic farm plan, an organic livestock plan, and/or an organic handling plan. Information about how to develop an organic system plan is available from ATTRA at the website listed below. What are the steps in the organic certification process? Step 1. The producer or handler adopts organic practices. They submit an application and fees to a certifying agent. Step 2. The certifying agent reviews applications to verify that practices comply with USDA organic regulations. Step 3. An inspector conducts an on-site inspection of the applicant's operation. Step 4. The certifying agent reviews the application and the inspector's report to determine if the applicant complies with the USDA organic regulations. Step 5. The certifying agent issues an organic certificate. Certifying agents first review your written application in order to ensure that practices comply with organic regulations. They will also schedule a qualified inspector to visit your operation to verify that you are following your organic standard plan, maintaining appropriate records, and meeting all requirements of the USDA organic regulations. Afterward, the certifying agent reviews the inspector's report. If the written application and the inspection report show that your operation complies with the organic regulations, the certifying agent will grant an organic certificate to your operation. Do I have to recertify each year? Your certification will need to be renewed each year. Your certifying agent will request recertification fees and an updated application that reflects any changes since your initial certification. The certifying agent will also schedule a qualified inspector to visit your farm or business to verify that you are following your updated organic system plan, maintaining appropriate records, and meeting all requirements of the USDA organic regulations. Most inspections are scheduled with you in advance, but some inspections are unannounced. The inspector then submits a report to the certifier, and, as described in the steps above, the certifier makes the certification decision based on information provided in the report and your organic system plan. Organic products are grown on land that has not had prohibited substances used on it for a minimum of 3 years prior to the harvest of the crop. Prohibited substances are typically synthetic substances that are not allowed under the law and include chemical fertilizers, synthetic herbicides, and insecticides. It is important to document as close as possible the last date of prohibited substance application. This proves to the certification agency when 36 months without prohibited applications has passed, and when the crop can be harvested and sold as organic. Another common question is, how much does organic certification cost? Actual certification costs or fees vary depending on the certifying agent and the size, type, and complexity of your operation. Certification costs may range from a few hundred to several $1,000s. Before you apply, it is important to understand your certifier's fee structure and billing cycle. Typically, there is an application fee, an annual renewal fee, assessment on annual production or sales, and inspection fees. Once you are certified, the USDA Organic Certification Cost Share programs can reimburse you up to 75% of your certification costs. To learn more about this and other financial assistance programs, visit the website at the bottom of the page. Let's discuss an example of the costs associated with becoming certified using examples from the EcoCert ICO. From 2013 fee schedule shows there's an application fee of $350. There's an inspection fee of $400 plus, and this fee is based on the amount agreed upon between the ICO and the inspector. There's a certification fee, and this is based on the number of acres, so it can range from anywhere from $215 to $1,350. EcoCert ICO does not charge fees based on your sales. eOrganic, the web community for organic agriculture. eOrganic is an e-extension community of practice and is the community workspace for organic and sustainable agriculture. eOrganic is funded by CSREES Integrated Organic Program and e-extension, with management provided for several years by Oregon State University's Department of Horticulture. Dr. Alex Stone served as the community of practice leader of eOrganic since its inception in 2007. Starting of January 1st this year, Dr. Fabian Menald, an associate professor in weed ecology and management at Montana State University, assumed the role of eOrganic Community of Practice Leader. In Illinois, Dr. Michelle Wander and Deborah Kavanaugh Grant served on the initial planning committee for eOrganic. Deborah served on the eOrganic Administrative Committee until 2011. Michelle continues to serve. An aside, at the 2006 EcoFarm Conference, Michelle said, quote, "We should do an organic e-extension site." We mentioned this before, but let's reiterate. As a small organic farm, if you make less than $5,000 in gross annual sales, you don't need to be certified to sell, label, or represent your products as organic. However, you may not use the USDA organic seal on your products or refer to them as certified organic. Regarding the organic system plan, you are not required to document the specific practices and substances used to produce and/or handle organic products. And other than these two items, you must follow all other requirements in the USDA organic regulations. You must follow these requirements, including maintaining records for 3 years, not using the USDA organic seal or referring to them as certified organic, and not selling your products as ingredients for use in someone else's certified organic products. Now I'd like to share with you some resources that I think might be of interest. The first is called Good Growing: Why Organic Farming Works. This book is written by Dr. Leslie Durham, who's a professor at Southern Illinois University in Carbondale. The second is a link to the USDA National Organic Program. It has a lot of great resources there. And lastly, the University of Illinois Extension Local Food Systems and Small Farms website has a section on organic agriculture with lots of references and resources that would be of interest. Now I'd like to share 3 of my favorite resources for organic agriculture information. The first is ATTRA. ATTRA stands for Appropriate Technology Transfer for Rural Areas, but that's too much to say, so people always refer to it as ATTRA. The website is listed on the screen. They have some excellent resources. They offer a list of over 200 publications on a wide array of organic topics. And an interesting aspect to ATTRA is this: they have a staff of professionals where you can either call them up or submit your inquiries online. My second favorite resource is MOSES, the Midwest Organic Sustainable Education Service. MOSES promotes organic and sustainable agriculture by providing the education, resources, and expertise farmers need to succeed. You can see the website there, and I've highlighted several resources that MOSES provides. One of the important activities that isn't listed there is that they have an annual organic farming conference that's currently held in La Crosse, Wisconsin. So if you have any interest in organic production, that's a great conference to attend. It's always held the last weekend in February, so it's starts Thursday evening, Friday, and then through Saturday. And the last resource I'd like to share is the Rodale Institute. Many of you might be familiar with the Rodale Institute with Prevention Magazine or Organic Gardening. The Rodale Institute provides a venue for information, action, and interaction. You can see the website link there. I've also listed some highlights from their Rodale that you might be interested in looking at. The Organic Transitions course is an excellent tool if you're looking at certifying. And I had the opportunity many years ago to visit the Institute, and it was an amazing experience to see these long-term trials that are still going on today. So if you're interested, I think that these three resources, ATTRA, MOSES, and the Rodale Institute, are great places to look for information about organic agriculture. I'd like to briefly provide a summary of today's presentation. As we've shared, there are many benefits of organic production and certification. These can include access to the organic marketplace, where there is the potential to receive a premium price for your product. As you know, there is strong growth in market demand for all types of organic products. Research studies show added health benefits from consuming organic food. Improve soil and water quality through enhanced management and reduction of synthetic chemicals. Farmer satisfaction in the knowledge that their farming systems are continually improving their natural resources and leaving their soil more fertile and resilient for future generations. Reduced handling of potentially hazardous and expensive agricultural chemicals. And lastly, increased profits due to reduced off-farm inputs. Yearly documentation of production activities provides a historical reference and contributes to the development of effective farm plans. And I'd like to leave you with this message. You may use organic practices without being certified, but are restricted in the use of the word organic. Thank you.